Hey, do you feel that you're cycling? In fact, your life is dull, monotonous. It's like being in prison. Every day the same routines go on and on and on and on. You're losing your spark. The fire has gone out on your motivation. Hey, look, don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to share with you 30 years of coaching and give you my freedom formula. A formula that will unearth a new level of motivation for your cycling and your life. It might even help your relationships, because you're going to do this without buying a new bike, without buying new helmet, shoes, kit, without even buying your partner a gift to hide the fact that you've spent so money on the shit that's now in the bottom of the drawer. You're getting so confused by what you've bought to try and excite yourself. No, we're going to do this by dialing down into your why and then exploding your motivation in a very simple way. Hey, look, every single week I get requests. I've lost motivation, coach. And what I would always do, and you can do this yourself before we kick into the video, look at your rides over the last 3 months when you've gone outdoors. What's the variety like? Because normally people have about 3 rides that they go on. They've got the club ride, right? Or their group ride. They've got their own little local loop. And then there's one that maybe challenges them on a couple of climbs. And I will often say to people, what the fuck are you doing just these 3 rides? You live in such a beautiful area. Go and explore a little bit more.
Oh, I know the roads, coach, and I feel comfortable. I don't like the traffic. I don't like the condition of that road.
That's bullshit, because normally what it boils down to is you've become so accustomed to what you're doing because you're being coerced. Can you say that word on YouTube now? You're being coerced. Normally by Strava or some other metric. You want to come home with a tailwind. You want to increase your average speed, because most riders are about identity. I am a strong man. I am a strong person. Whatever it is, it's bullshit, because you've lost the you versus you, looking in the mirror. You're comparing yourself with others and you've just lost that passion. You're not even setting these challenges. Don't worry, it's common, as I say. Now, before we dive into the 3 points, I am on a mission. Yes, not on my bike right now, but I'm on a mission on YouTube to empower 1 million people to get to the top 1% for their fitness, for their age group. And you can be part of that mission by subscribing to the channel, or even just sharing the channel with other cycling friends that need a kick up the ass, that need some straight talking. Right, okay. Let's get into point number 1. Okay, the first thing that you have to do is you have to understand that you've created habits. You've created them because they fit in with your lifestyle at this particular time. These external forces that drive you towards these habits are not the things holding you back, even though you believe it. And you can shout at me,
oh coach, I live in a city. Oh coach, I haven't got any hills. I live in a really busy area. The road surfaces are shit.
Yes, of course they are. But you've created the very limits of the parameters that you're willing to go to. Why? Because as a human being, you're pre-programmed to avoid risk. So you look for comfort, and that comfort is funneled its way down until the risk that you've set yourself is 0. And you're becoming frustrated with your own self, but you're blaming external forces. It's not them. Let me give you an example of a client I work with. Coach, I can't do this, I can't do that. I live in a really busy city. I can only go down these loops and so on. I said, have you ever thought about walking in your area? Just for a day. What do you mean walking? There are lanes, there are paths. They will get you to this park. There's a road that you could bypass. You could go over that bridge, push your bike, and then suddenly you're in different terrain.
Oh, I can't do that.
The reason he couldn't do it is because by doing these extra little slow things, he didn't have an average speed. I said, if that's so big to you, start your Strava or your Garmin when you get to this point. What about driving your car? If you drove your car 3 miles, I know everybody doesn't want to do that. With your bike in it, you would bypass these busy sections and you would get to that park, and at the back of the park, there was a country road. This would take you into this hilly area. Oh, I didn't think of that. You see, the thing is, if we fall into habits, it becomes very easy just to see obstacles, brick walls. You've got to go outside of your comfort zone, and it's very easy to fall into this trap, okay? So you've got to have the first thought is, we become prisoners because we choose to. I want you to choose something else. Break the habits you're in now, okay? And get creative. Point 2 is, you need to understand that you can do it. So you need to be able to do point 1, because you're already thinking, I can't do that. Coach is talking like it's easy for him. No, you're hardwired to avoid risk, and you need to make sure you can set yourself new challenges and live up to them. So you have to get back outside your comfort zone. You have to, first of all, avoid this tailwind home concept. Maybe once a week, You ride home into a headwind, what I call the headwind heartbreaker. Sounds like an Elvis song. Thank you very much, Coach. I don't know what kind of Elvis that was. Oh. But the thing is, if you do that and you challenge yourself, you put yourself outside the comfort zone, you ride home thinking, this is the worst thing I've ever done. No, it's not. It's changing your habit. Remember, 99% of people exist in comfort. You're part of that 1%, and I want you there. So you've got to put yourself outside what you think you're capable of, because trust me, you're capable of a lot more. So I want you adding 10 miles to your ride. Find that extra time. Just get out of bed earlier. I want you going over that extra hill on the way home. Don't take the easy loop. At least once a week, try and challenge yourself and do something different. I mean, even if it's outside of cycling, commute to work. Go a different way, drive a different way, leave a little bit earlier. Just try and break up the routine, because when the routine gets monotonous, so do you, and you will fall flat in your face with low motivation. Come on, life is for living, not loathing. And point number 3, to tie everything together, what is your why? Why are you riding your bike? I see so many cyclists end up riding out of habit. They don't know anything other, and the habit is actually then camouflaging other poor behaviour, because they're drinking more, they're eating more shit, because they've always cycled, but they've just lost love with cycling, so it's balancing a poor lifestyle. No, you got to go back to your why. Take a step back to when you were a kid. Now, try and imagine that first time you got a bike, that first time that you actually went further than the boundary that you were set by your parents. You went even further the next time. You started to explore. You went up to the local hill. You went to the edge of town. You went to the next town. That exploration means that the bike is still today the best form of escape. You can power it yourself, unless you have an e-bike. Power it yourself on adventures. That joy, that freedom, that's never gone. I'm 54 years old now, and I still get that joy. I still get that excitement on a new road, on a new climb, on a new view. It could be the same ride, but the light's different. Appreciate it, okay? Your fitness is there, but you gotta make that connection with your why. For me, it's about recovering from an accident that nearly killed me. For me, it's all about my family, being the best physical shape I can be in for my age, so that I can be a role model and a strong individual for my family. What's yours? If you've not got one, you've got no purpose, and you will ride to habit. Go back and understand why you're doing it, because on the days when you feel like a bag of shit, you will still ride your bike. And you will enjoy it, and you will think how lucky I am. So stop whinging and moaning, okay, about how you're in a boring routine. You created it, okay, because it's human nature to do that. You've got to break out of that, and you've got to set yourself challenges that take you outside your comfort zone, because you're more capable than you think. Let's summarize. Point number 1, you created the habits, okay? They're not forced upon you by external factors. They are there, but you can break them. You can chip away at them and break them one by one. Number 2, you got to believe. You got to have the confidence that you can do it. Just take on small challenges again, one by one. And number 3, you've got to have that strong why. I cannot emphasize that strong enough. You've got to go back to why you're riding the bike, and you've got to have that love. You've got to have a love affair with these beautiful things. Go back to being a kid. Look, life is short, okay? You've got to enjoy it. So stop using metrics that are coercing your behavior into this routine that you're not happy with. It's that simple. Hey, along with the 3 points in the video, I've got something else for you. Yes, if you click the link now, you've got to be fast, because this is free at the moment, my Bulletproof Manifesto. In that manifesto, I've created an audio book, 1 hour long. It'll change your life, where I cover 5 key problems that have held cyclists back, but also these problems run over into real life. So if you want to improve your cycling and put a little bit more zest into real life, click the link and get your copy, because it's not going to stay free for long.
A Scotsman giving away something for free? My God! My grandparents would be turning in their grave.
Look, you stay safe, keep spinning, hit that subscribe button, keep smiling. I'll see you in the next video. Now, for my ride.